Oh wait, that's not this game? Oh, my bad, cut that. Tornado Outbreak is, without a doubt, inspired by the Katamari Damacy series, which is great because that's a wonderful series. But if you don't do anything else besides copy the game and just change the setting, it's a little hard to call yourself an outstanding type of game. But still, you get to play as Zephyr, who is a wind warrior, whose job is to uncover the fire flyers that have been scattered around the world. I guess there's some sort of war almost between the tornado people, the wind warriors, and the fire flyers, which are just little wisps of fire, and how they've combat across the cosmos, although it seems like you're only fighting on Earth. It's a novel approach and enough to string together chapter to chapter. And in fact, there's even tidings of a greater story happening here, but it's not quite realized all the way. You won't be blown away, haha, pun intended, by what's going on screen. The game itself is marketed as letting you harness the power of a tornado, and I guess harnessing that power means playing Katamari Damacy, because I mean that's really what this is like. So if you've played one of the Katamari games, you'll know exactly what's happening here. You'll start as a small wind warrior, blowing around fences and occasionally chickens and stuff, and eventually you'll get to destroying bigger things as you level up and grow from destroying smaller things. Destroy enough fences, then you can start destroying people. Destroy enough people, you can start destroying cars. Destroying enough cars, you can start destroying sides of buildings. Destroy enough sides of buildings, you can start destroying silos, so on and so forth until you're sucking up literal airplanes out of the sky because you're a massive tornado. But it's not just all about destruction, and here's where Tornado Outbreak makes a little bit of a claim for itself. As you collect the fire flyers and you're trying to defeat them, you get way more points and, more importantly, time in your level if you collect a whole bunch at once and destroy them at once. Each time you pick up a fire flyer and destroy it, you go a little bit faster, and when you go a little bit faster, you can catch more fire flyers. If you don't catch any before you end your combo, you slow down and just stop, but if you catch more, you speed up and keep going. So it gives you this incentive to try to destroy things in a sort of pattern, en route to getting a lot of points, which adds more to your time. More time means you can get higher levels, and higher levels means you can find all the fire flyers, because you don't need to defeat and find all of them to progress forward, but doing so unlocks extra content, bonus material, things like that that you can see outside of the actual game. While each world is varied in its appearance, they all feature the same structure. First, you'll go around destroying things, collecting these fire flyers. Second, you do this weird thing where you go around in these rings and make a huge tornado, I guess, to sort of summon up the boss monster, and then last, you fight that boss monster, which isn't really a monster, it's just kind of a bigger thing that needs to be destroyed in parts. It's entertaining, and it gives you enough variety that each stage feels bigger than just one little part. You feel like you're doing something here, you're getting bigger and doing something over there, and then you're actually progressing forward in this world and doing something massive at the very end. So that's pretty great, considering the game is relatively unknown and nowadays pretty cheap. Tornado Outbreak exudes a lot of charm. You'll see it at nearly every corner. The visuals are a nice mix of cel shading and cartoony-like graphics. The gameplay is solid despite borrowing a lot from a different series. There's enough variety in each world that you'll actually want to keep playing to see each mission through to the end. And the overall sort of comedic tone mixed with some darker elements of this greater war between the two factions makes the game entertaining. It really feels like you're spending your time in a good way in this world. It also has that sort of hidden gem sort of essence around it. It blew past a lot of people, pun intended, and you probably didn't even notice it was sitting there, but now if you find it and it's cheap enough, it's definitely worth it. And one of the better parts of the game, there is drop-in, drop-out multiplayer, so if you do have a buddy and you want to play it together, go ahead. Tornado Outbreak is a fun little adventure game that you will enjoy a whole lot if you do find it. There are not many great games out there like it for the Wii, and it's a wonderful experience that's not quite like anything else on that system. It doesn't do much to innovate the genre or move gameplay into a new direction, but what it does is really make the game fun to play. It understands the mechanics behind that type of gameplay and really pushes it to the limit to make it a fun, engaging experience. You really can't go wrong with the game no matter how you slice it. It's relatively cheap, hopefully easy to come by, there's multiplayer, fun all around. It's a game that should be in every Wii owner's collection.
As he handed over the lodestar, in my head I knew he was right, but I didn't know if I could do this without him. Nimbus told me he picked me for a reason, that he had confidence in choosing me and that I was ready. I was determined to show him he made the right choice.
You get to play as Zephyr, one of the wind warriors that's trying to stop this invasion of... what are they? I don't know.